Okay, welcome back. We're getting through these relatively quickly. I'm going to do a wrap up once we've finished this game to give you some ideas on how you can expect a real game to go. But we're into turn 5, and in turn 5, we're back to the CIS activating first. I've refreshed all of our tokens, I've set all of our command dials, and we're ready to go. So I'm going to move over to the CIS side and get us started. Now, remember I said early on that as the game moves on, your command ship, you start wanting to activate that one first. And that's exactly the case here. We have a really good shot on that victory. It's only a single arc, but we have a good shot on it. And we're going to take it. There's a chance that they have their front arc because the front arc is so wide on the victory. There's a chance they might have a shot on us with the front arc, and we're just going to eliminate that possibility altogether without even looking at it too closely. We're going to reveal our command. We have an engineering command. We have engineering 4, so we can get 2 shields back. We're going to take a shield back to the side and a shield back to the rear. The reason why we're taking the rear one back is because that's the one that the victory is going to potentially have shots on. And we have the engineering token as well, so we're going to use that as well. So engineering dial is 4 for the assault frigate. Engineering token would be an additional 2, so it's 6. So we can actually get 3 shields back. And I will take another shield back in the rear. So the assault frigate is actually looking pretty good. It's lost some shields in the front, but that's actually not an area of the ship that seems to be in too much danger at the moment. So we're going to take that shot. 3 reds and a blue. See if we can start actually doing some damage to the hull of the victory. Oh, so that was our red dice, doing red dice things. We got a double, a crit, and a hit, plus a hit from the blue. So that's really good. The only downside would be that we didn't get an accuracy. We would have liked to have 1 accuracy with that. 1 accuracy with 4 is better than 5 with none. But we have 5 damage. So we're going to go over to the victory because they have some thoughts. We're happy that we have some defense tokens to be able to use. We will use that brace. Now, because he shot side to my side, we have 0 shields in the front and 0 shields in the back. There is no place to redirect to. So we're down to 3. Remember, we can't eliminate that crit. So we're down to 3. We're going to take 2 to the side. We're now down to 0 shields on all 3 of these zones. And now Durdana gets to do his thing. We get to put out 4 damage cards. Injured crew. Choose and discard one of your defense tokens, then flip this card face down. So I could do that to him. He's going to discard, though, the redirect, which is almost useless to him now. Projector misaligned. Your hull zone with the most remaining shields loses all of its shields. If multiple hull zones are tied, choose between the tied hull zones. So he has 1 hull zone that has 2 on it. We might want to have him eliminate those 2 shields as well. Structural damage, extra damage to hull. That's always a beneficial one. You're not doing an extra ability reduction, but you are getting an extra damage. And then we got another structural damage. So obviously we're not going to do one of those. I'm going to take the structural damage. So that's going to be an additional 1 to hull. So we're now 2 damage cards to hull on the victory. The victory does have 6 hull though, so it could potentially survive. We'll have to wait and see. We discard those. And now the assault frigate needs to move. it's going slow as well. It's speed 1. We don't have any extra clicks that we can add. But we're just going to try and keep circling the victory here as much as we possibly can. And now we're getting ourselves in an obstruction there, but that's okay. We're doing the best we can. All right. So we're done over there. We're over here. We're gonna... So what I have to think about with the victory is this Nebulon's probably gonna go next. I can't kill that Nebulon, and if I go and I turn, or even if I don't turn, it's gonna get a pretty decent shot on me. But then he'll just go with this one anyways, so it doesn't matter. So we're gonna go with our command ship. We do have a navigate. So a couple things here. If this was a tournament and you had navigate at this point, tournaments you don't want to lose ships. You know, even if you lose the game, by losing by fewer points, it can be beneficial to you in the ultimate scoring of the tournament. This isn't a tournament, however, and it's more fun to see ships die. So because of that, what we're going to do is we're going to use that. We're going to stay at speed 1, and we're just going to add a click. Well, we have to shoot first. So we have our shots on the side. So we're going to keep that nav, and we're going to do something just to make this game a little bit more fun. So he has his side shot on here, and we have a rear shot on the Nebulon B. And we also could take flak on the squadron. Flak on the squadron isn't going to kill it. We have 2 hull on the squadron. We can only have 1 dice to throw with flak on the victory, so we can't kill it anyways. Both shots are going to be obstructed. We really ran into a lot of obstructions in this game, but that's okay. So we'll take the first shot. It's usually 2 reds and a blue. We'll eliminate 1 red, because while we did just have that 1 good red throw, we've not been doing too well with our reds today. Alright, well, so we have 1 hit and an accuracy. Not terrible. So a brace does nothing for 1. The redirect is redirect. We are at medium range, so he could have us re-roll that red, and our reds have not been doing well. We'll probably get a blank or an accuracy. So we're going to accuracy their evade, and so they will use a redirect, and we're going to redirect it to the front, even though that brings our shields to 0 in the front. So we redirected up there. We'll remember to do that. Now we're going to take our rear shot, and we're going to take our rear shot into the side of the Nebulon because it's a little weaker. Problem being, we have 2 reds. We're down to 1 red. We can only throw 1 red at the Nebulon. Now that Nebulon won't be able to use its redirect. So we did get a double, but the Nebulon has double braces, and the Nebulon will use one of the braces to bring that down to 1. We use the redirect on the assault frigate. We'll bring that down to 1. Now I have 0 shields on that side. So that Nebulon has to worry a little bit about this raider if it can get into the fight, although I don't think it's going to be able to. Right, and then we just have to move the victory. We're going to take an extra click, and like I said, we're not going to speed up, which I would do in a tournament in order to just preserve the ship. We're going to speed up, and we're going to turn hard, open up all kinds of stuff for these other ships to shoot at. That wouldn't be my the best move I've ever made in a game, but I'm sure you all would rather see something die than watch it run away. Okay, so the victory's done. And now we will take, and we will use this Nebulon B here. We do have a concentrate fire. We have, I think that victory by making that turn may have given us a double arc, although it may not matter because the side is probably obstructed. So we do have an interesting case here that I will explain. And okay, so our interesting case is you measure from your arc. So according to this arc, this is actually a bad thing for the Nebulon B, now that I'm looking at it. The front arc can only shoot at the front of the victory. Problem is, when we measure from dot to dot on the victory, we go through its arc line, and that eliminates the shot. We cannot take that shot. It does not have arc on the side, so our big shot isn't going to happen, and we are at long range from side to side, which is one red dice, but that's obstructed from the station. So we actually have no shots on the victory. That's the case. You're not going to see that a lot, where you have something in arc, but you still can't shoot at it. But it does happen from time to time. So now we do have to move. We are going at speed 1. And I am going to turn. And we are going to be getting around the station anyways, so that probably won't have any obstructions for the next turn. Alright, so there's your Nebulon. We have our Raider. The Raider has nav again. The Raider's trying to get back in the fight. I think the only potential way to get back in the fight at this point, because this is turn 5, we only have one more round. We could go up to speed 3. I don't think that's even going to do it, though. We do get an extra click. It's usually 0, 1, and 1. But we could do all of this. The only way this is going to help, and we will do this, the only way this is going to help is if that Nebulon B speeds up and flies right into us. But there we go. The Raider's trying to get back in the fight, but I think it's a turn too late. So the Raider's done. I didn't get to use the Ramadi, or the Piet, the Admiral Piet. I may have said that wrong before, I can't remember. I didn't get to use the Piet ability very much in this game. We did use it once. Alright, so now all we have left is this Nebulon B, who's kind of doing its own thing. We have an engineering, 3 engineering, not going to worry about the shields. We're just going to discard one of the damage cards. It's still going speed 3, but I do have a token. I'm going to use the token, go down to speed 2. We're just trying to make sure we're not going to fly off the board. Flying off the board is very bad. You end up losing the ship. Okay, so that one's done, and now it is squadron phase. Our first player for this round was the CIS side. So we have one squadron here, which we may have some shots with. So we actually do have a shot on the interceptor. It is obstructed, but we have 3 red dice going in it, so we could have 2 red dice. So we could kill the interceptor. We actually don't have a shot on the victory. So we'll take the shot on the interceptor. 2 red dice. Double blanks. So he may have wanted to fly away there. I don't know. Alright, so that's the end of the CIS turn. The Republic side, we have 1 interceptor left. We'll activate him. We already measured range, so it's also still obstructed. Now because of the token, they're not engaged, so we could move here. But we're going to lose 1 dice, throw 3 blue, and we get 1 damage on it. Okay. So that's another turn in the books. It's looking like the CIS is going to win, but we actually didn't do quite as much damage on that victory as I would have hoped in round 5. There's a chance in round 6, if we roll really well, we could get the victory. But we're going to have to wait and see. Thank you very much for watching. Come back to watch the next video. Please like and subscribe. Keep armadaing, and thank you very much.